Like sands through the hourglass, so are the days of our lives? Hello and welcome to a very special episode of So Are the Days of Our Lives? I am your host, as always, Olivia Willis, and today I have Grant Sorenson back on the pod. Grant couldn't stay away.
I'm just hooked.
Peek behind the curtain, we're recording these back to back, so we're already warm.
Yeah.
I love this.
Yeah.
Yeah, Grant was just on. Seconds ago, he was just on the podcast.
A week ago or whenever it was.
What have you been up to this week? Oh my God. Yeah, Grant was just on an episode where we broke down a recent episode of Days of Our Lives, but Grant is now with us to talk about a very special episode of Days of Our Lives that I've been interested in recapping for a while. The very first episode of Days of Our Lives.
Wow. Season
1, episode 1, that aired on November 8th, 1965.
God.
It's crazy to think about. Yeah.
I just was interested in when we knew we were going to do 2. What is Days of Our Lives now?
Yes.
And where did it start?
Yeah. What are the bones?
Yeah. How did it kick off? And also I love anything that's sort of older. What I love about this episode is so much of the style and the clothing and the world. It feels so different from
100%
where we just were.
And what A, how we do television now, and B, especially how they do Days of Our Lives now.
Yes.
Oh, incredible.
So I'm excited.
Okay, should we dive in?
Let's do it.
Let's do it. Obviously, first I need to take a moment to appreciate the intro. The following is brought to you in living color on NBC. The peacock has been going strong for so long. It's the colorful fan and then the peacock. And I'm like, God, the peacock is iconic. Ding. Alrighty. So this episode begins with a full 30 seconds of people just milling about a department store, which shows the pacing that we are going to have in this episode. It is slow.
Yeah.
Did you know? They had all the time in the world. They probably had 12 minutes worth of dialogue that they just stretched.
Well, and they were like, listen, we're going to be doing this for the next 70 years. So why rush? Why get to anything too quick?
Absolutely not. So people are just wandering around a department store.
I love an old-fashioned department store is truly one of the most exciting things I could possibly when that popped up. I was like, yes, great.
This is the set that they filmed Evening Primrose on.
Yes, it's that. It's all of the scenes in Carol that are in the department store. Even Mrs. Maisel when she works at just that world is so gone now.
Yeah.
But also this department store was mostly just curtains on the wall.
Yes. And it was curtains and then this one display case. And I think a white piano in the back. Oh,
that
perfect.
I couldn't really tell because it was sort of blurry.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it was very grainy.
It might just be a white armchair or a baby grand piano.
Or it's a baby grand piano. Yeah, we found this. This episode is available to watch on YouTube if any of you are interested in watching. So eventually, after people just wander through, the view focuses on a fur stole in a glass display case, and the underscoring sting hints that this is going to be important. Yeah. I love that the underscoring has always been an important part. As someone who has done a production on the Minnesota Centennial Showboat, I really appreciate that underscoring is such a big part of this culture.
It's the fastest way to just say to an audience, look at this.
Yes. Feel this way. Think this. Yeah.
Eyes up here, right here. You're going to want to be looking at this.
Yes, exactly. So now 3 teenage girls stroll up.
Which is already just bad news.
Absolutely. Terrifying.
3 teenage girls with beehive hairdos.
And they have the super, the swoop.
Yep, hairspray.
Oh.
But what hairspray is based on.
Two of them are keeping watch while our ringleader, Julie, casually opens up a big purse and stuffs the stole in her bag. She's a teenage ne'er-do-well.
Yep. I also loved the wordplay of, like, she stole the stole.
Oh my God,
I was like,
Grant,
come on.
I didn't even think about that.
It's too good.
That's incredible.
And I don't know if they ever actually say that sentence, but I was like,
probably not.
She's stealing the stole. I was like, that's great.
That's a missed opportunity.
And also, like, a stole is just such a, like, old-fashioned, like,
thing to steal.
Has anyone seen a stole
That's
outside
like
of, like,
a
costume shop
in
the past?
Right. Outside of a production
years.
of Murder on the Orient Express.
Yeah, exactly. That's, I mean, and there's so many of those, and so the stoles are actually getting a lot of work these days.
Truly.
But
that's so...
that was the most produced play in America last year. Did you know that?
And I love that for Agatha Christie.
Me too. I'm really glad she's finally getting
her moment in the American
moment that
theater.
she deserves. I also love that they were like, okay, this is our first episode.
And we're starting
with a shoplifting.
Yes.
They're like, this is how we hook them.
This is how we say what our show is about.
Yeah.
Teenage shoplifting. Stunning.
And like, they're doing it really bad. To be honest, like, when I was a teenager, I stole a lot.
Grant,
I know.
You heard it here first.
Well, I think there's like a statute of limitations. But I was like, first of all, the lookouts are standing behind her. Mm-hmm. So that's already not great.
Yeah.
And then she's just fully like shoving this thing into the
her bag. And then they stay there. And then they stay there and they gab. And they're like, oh my God, Julie, you did it. You're the greatest. Oh my God.
Yes.
And then she's like, okay, now be cool. And then they start to walk away, but they get caught by two men, and the music literally goes dun 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 dun.
They're like, girls, we need you to open your handbag.
Exactly. All right, and then we get the opening theme. This is how a cold open should be. Note to the current Days of Our Lives.
Yes.
We get one scene,
one quick
before
setup.
And I love that the opening theme is basically exactly the same as it is currently, except it is so much slower and the music is so much spookier. Mm-hmm. Like, it's the same, it's like a remix kind of now. Like, so it sounds nicer, but it was originally very ominous. And he goes, like sands through the hourglass, so are the days of our lives.
Yes. That was good.
Thank you.
I liked that it was a real... Hourglass too.
Yes,
because now it's just like
one.
CGI.
Yeah,
and I liked the practical piece of it.
Yes, and I love that they go into a little promo. Like the music goes, and then it goes, "Days of Our Lives," a new dramatic series starring MacDonald Carey.
Yeah,
I love it.
But just one name.
Yeah, just starring that one guy,
which I am assuming plays Dr. Horton.
Yes, that is true.
Yeah.
Who we're about to meet.
That's right.
Oh, wait, no, that's not true.
Oh, wait,
we have to go to the police station. Because this show is still about exclusively teenage shoplifting.
Culture.
Cop culture. So, yeah, the next scene at the police station.
And they're just like, just lie to the police.
Julie is like...
Just say a different name.
She goes, you didn't give him your real name, did you? And she goes, of course I did. I thought I had to. And Julie goes, well, that was pretty dumb, wasn't it? Which I love. Julie is an icon.
She's the OG bitch. Vivian. She's the OG Gwen.
Yes.
Like, this has been a through line since day one, since the jump.
I love
And she's like, first of all, you guys sucked at your job in the department store.
Yeah.
And now we're here, and now you can't even cover
and
right?
You're narking?
Yeah,
are you crazy?
Lame.
So, then the police call Julie over.
Seems to me like Julie's a bit of a troubled teen.
It seems that way.
Signs are pointing.
So then she gets called over, Julie does, and it's time to give her name. And she gives a look that's like, watch and learn, bitches. Mm-hmm. And she goes, and they're like, your full name? And she goes, Julie Horton. And the girls are like, Horton? But that's...
But the thing is, too, we don't know what her real name is.
So we don't know her because this is the first episode of the show.
So she said it, and I was like, was
that
the fake one? I was like, oh, is that not it?
I thought they were calling her Julie. Why wouldn't her name be Julie Horton?
Yeah.
That is so, So then the girls go, Horton? But that's... and then...
Like, their hairstyles are, like, spinning around their head.
Yes. And then Julie gives them a smug look.
Uh-huh.
All right. So we beautifully fade into
a beautiful sign.
A beautiful sign outside the home.
Yes.
Outside of a home, I should say. A house.
Not a house.
Yeah. Well, I went to nursing home. Whatever.
Yeah.
The sign says Dr. Thomas Horton, MD, which I guess doctors used to do in the day.
Beautifully hand-painted sign.
Yes.
And I bet, well, maybe not. I was going to say, I bet he's like a doctor that has like an office at home.
Sees patients at home. Yeah, I think that is the vibe. Then we meet Tom and Alice Horton inside their home. They are like legend. I hear their names all the time still on the show. There's one of the sets on the show currently is the Horton Town Square, and it's named for them. Wow, and there's like a little plaque with Tom and Alice on that. Like they are iconic.
Yeah. They give me very like great grandparents vibes. Totally, awesome like grandparents.
Yes, as we'll see later in the episode.
That's true.
So yeah, Alice is like longingly admiring family photos and
they're both just hanging out looking at pictures of their kids.
Looking at pictures of their kids. Because at first I thought he was
get
reading,
a life.
But then I was like, is that what people did before phones? Like, did you
they
just
were
have
just
photo albums?
They were scrolling through like just literal photos,
right, of their own family, and not sick freaks like us just looking at strangers on TikTok
and talking about their kids.
Yeah,
in like sort of a weird, like a psycho way.
Yes. So Alice is feeling very conflicted about being an empty nester.
She looks like she just got back from a funeral. She didn't, but she looks like she just got back from a funeral.
She's talking about, I wonder what Ben and Addie will think up for Christmas cards this year.
Yes. Remember when they were photographed in a real sleigh?
In a real sleigh. And then she goes, Julie and Stephen were holding the reins. Julie looked proud as a peacock, which I think is doing two things. Mm-hmm. A, we learn Julie is their granddaughter.
There is some connection.
There is a connection. And I'm like, was this branding before we knew what branding was?
Because I thought the same thing too. I was like,
is this vertical integration?
I think it is.
This is stunning.
Yeah.
So, then Tom reiterates, our granddaughter is always as proud as a peacock. Mm-hmm. So just in case you had a stroke for the last 10 seconds, Julie the thief is Tom and Alice's granddaughter.
Yes.
And Ben and Addie are her parents, who are not in the picture, foreshadowing.
That's right. Well, they're always at parties. They're always out at these parties.
I need to see those parties. I need footage. I need cameras up at the parties that Ben and Addie go to. Yeah. So, they're just going on about photos. It's big photo day. Tom's looking at a baby photo of their son, Mickey. Mm-hmm. Alice realizes that, Alice looks at a photo of who we find out is their daughter, Marie, and her fiance. And then she's like, oh, the wedding photos. They've got to get a photographer. And Tom's like...
The wedding's 2 weeks away. There's plenty of time.
The wedding is in 2 weeks. And she's like, but it's around the holidays. And I'm like, wow, a lot has changed.
A lot has changed.
A lot. If only they knew.
I know. But I think there was just fewer people.
There were literally fewer people.
And fewer of them getting married.
And fewer of them getting married. And oh my God.
And by the holidays, she means Christmas.
But she means Thanksgiving because it's a Thanksgiving wedding.
Oh, that's right.
Yes. So, but I think
was just
she's
saying, there's no Hanukkah in this town.
Correct. I was going to say.
There's no Kwanzaa in this town.
I should point out, everyone is the whitest version of people.
It's incredibly waspy.
Yeah.
So it's nice to see that Salem has become more diverse as time has gone on.
That is true. So
I also just said I love Dr. Horton's glasses.
Oh yeah, he has great glasses.
Just has like cute little half moon things. They're very nice.
I feel like they cover up the fact that he might be close to the same age as the men who play his adult sons. Did you get that vibe? Like he just seems so young. Like she's older.
It's easier to make, I feel, a woman look matronly.
Yes, than it is to make a man.
Up.
Yeah.
But also I think the daughter and the son-in-law, I was like, they're talking about college, and I'm like, y'all need a mortgage.
She is 45. What are you talking about being
everyone
in college?
Looks just all the same age.
Yeah, that is true. Yes, everyone looks the same age. Yeah. That's the thing.
And they all look old.
Yes, and they all look 42.
Yeah. Exactly.
So Alice starts to spiral. They're gonna be empty nesters once Marie is married off, but Tom's thrilled. More closet space, all this stuff. Unfortunately, Alice's breaking point is that Tom wants to go get ice cream.
And they have 2 gallons of it.
She goes, there's 2 gallons in the freezer. And he goes, why so much? And she shoots him a look and he goes, ooh, and covers his mouth.
It's great. I was like, Glenn Close owes everything to the actress playing
Alice
Mrs. Horton.
Oh my God.
Like, I was just like, wow, this is giving me Glenn Close.
That is the vibe.
And just, it's that like severity and motherliness like, in one.
Yes.
I also love the line about like, at least we don't have to worry about PTA meetings and selling Girl Scout cookies.
Exactly. And she's like, but I want to. And then he's like, come on, we could go on an ocean cruise. And
well,
she
if
goes,
we were rich crazy, which I was like, first of all, you guys look very comfortable.
Yeah.
Like, you have a very nice house. You're a doctor.
And how crazy. I mean, how close to the Titanic was this?
Well,
that could be a
40-something years.
Yeah.
But also I was like, oh, this was very, I mean, not like 20 years after World War II.
Yes.
Like,
and
they kind of talk
the
about
war.
that, yeah.
But yeah, if we were rich and crazy, we could go on an ocean cruise. And she goes, without the children? And he goes, darling, you're
like,
hopeless.
because I want to have sex.
Come on. Without our adult children around.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Come on, lady.
And who should enter but some of these adult children? We get Marie and her fiancé, Tony.
Yeah, for these lonely parents, they sure have a lot of kids just dropping
Revolving
by all the
door. And Mickey is also with them. He's a real cad. He's taken 2 women on a date in one night.
Wow.
I mean, just a freak.
At least he's not a gay guy.
At least he's not a gay guy.
He's not in Iceland.
Yeah, they're... So yeah, they're chatting. They're trying to cheer up Alice. Tom gets a phone call in his office. And he assumes it's the hospital, but it's the police saying they're holding his daughter, Julie. And Tom has the perfect cliffhanger response where he goes, "You're what?" Cut to commercial.
That's all it took back then.
But also it's like, a great cliffhanger would have been like, "We're holding your daughter, Julie."
And then like a reaction shot.
Yes,
like,
exactly. Or
"You're what?"
Huh?
Come again? Like, couldn't hear him over the line.
You're what?
They're like, "You're breaking up."
I love that.
Yeah, that was great.
Okay, so now we're back. Tom tells the police he'll be right there. Mickey comes into the office, and Tom's going to get his help. Mickey's confused why the police wouldn't have called Ben and Addie, but Tom explains. They think her name is Julie Horton, not Olsen, so they think she's his daughter. And I'm like, what a weird...
But also, I'm like,
really
this small town...
Yeah.
Wouldn't they know who was related to who?
Yeah, I smell a rat.
Yeah. Well, but also, as we've learned from the other episode, the cops aren't great at their job.
Aren't ever doing anything.
Like, no one is really on top of anything.
This is true. We have an incredible moment where Mickey's like, that crazy kid. And Tom goes, she's not crazy, but she's in some kind of serious trouble. Classic line stumble. So
flub.
This is baked into the DNA of Days of Our Lives. Is just... You mess up your line and you keep going, and we keep it in.
Because maybe no one will know.
Because maybe no one will notice. Or does
I just messed up my line.
Well, we're keeping it in.
Keep it in.
Okay, so Mickey's going to try to call Ben and Addie while Tom tells Alice he needs to go to the hospital. They're like, Alice and the engaged couple, they're having like a mind-numbing conversation about what kind of music we're going to have at the wedding.
Well, first of all, I really ended up liking Purple Dress. I liked the
Marie?
daughter. Yeah, I liked the daughter. I don't know exactly why, but I was just like, I really like what you're offering.
Yeah, totally. I think I know why.
The conversation about should we have an accordion player or a pianist at the wedding?
Or a jazz
combo, which then Alice looks at her like she's absolutely out of her mind. She's like, where would we get one of those?
Look around. Look at our home.
I love that. I love that the fiance is like, I'm still holding out for the Beatles.
Yeah, and then he says something weird about like...
No folk singers. No folk singers.
I don't do none of that shoe fly, don't bother me music. Yeah. And I'm like, what are we talking about?
I was like...
This is on television.
This is fully on television. And I was like, this is just like absolutely the waspiest conversation.
Yeah, 100%.
That has ever existed.
So yeah... This is also like, did you notice this weird, the way this shot was set up? It's like an extreme close up behind the 2 women so that Tom is in frame and then... Like,
and they come into...
Yes.
And there's a lot of and this is sort of what I was thinking afterward was like, we are in the like kind of magical golden age of taking stage acting.
Yes.
And putting it on camera.
100%. The staging is crazy.
Everything is staged like a play.
Yes.
And the camera is just like, you're just sort of controlling the one vantage point as if every single audience member had that seat.
Yes, totally. It's very fun to watch. Ugh. Alrighty, so yeah. Tom is like, I got to go to the hospital. There's an emergency. As they're leaving, Mickey says he wasn't able to reach Ben and Addie. Their cook says they're out at a party. As usual. Negligence.
He goes, as usual. It was like, okay, let them live.
We're dropping the breadcrumbs that they are negligent parents.
With a cook. Excuse me.
With a cook. Why isn't the cook watching the child?
Yeah. Well, because she's a cook, not a nanny.
Okay, there you go. That's fair. So they leave.
So,
Then we have this scene with Alice in the kitchen with Marie and Tony.
Which was like...
So long.
So long, but I was like, this is sort of sweet.
It was sweet.
Like this navigating and like learning that his mother had died. Like,
yeah. So they basically like, it starts with this conversation about like, what should I call you? Because he calls her Mrs. Horton. And then he's like,
how long are you going to call me Mrs. Horton for?
Yeah. And he's like, well, what else can I don't know.
What are the
I
options?
Certainly can't call you Mom. I had one of those. It's like, Jesus.
And then 2 minutes later, he's like, well, I never called my mom Mother or Mom or Mommy or Ma.
Yeah.
And I was like, we get the option. We know.
Yeah. So eventually they land on one
Alice.
of them is like, oh, well, Ben calls you Alice. And she's like, oh, yes, do call me Alice. And he's like, well, are you sure? And she's like, I like that. And I'm like, you two are going to fuck.
Crazy idea. Oh, what if he called you by your first name? Whoa. No.
Crazy.
No.
So yeah, they decide he's going to start calling her Alice.
And they could fuck because they're the same age.
Because they're exactly the same age. But there is weird, palpable sexual tension between the two of them this entire scene.
Yes.
So then he starts talking, or Alice starts talking about like, is your father going to wear his uniform at the wedding? And they're like, oh, she can only think about the wedding. And
she goes, all right, I admit it. I'm square. I was like, oh God, I'm obsessed with
I love it. And then like, the whole thing, he's talking about his dad and how his mother died when he was 14. And so he like doesn't have a mother figure and all these things. And it is really sweet. And they're talking about how like the wedding is such a big deal to Alice because there haven't really been many weddings in the family.
Yes.
And this is where we like get into the war stuff where it's like Addie and Ben got married in Washington right after the war. And poor Dan married Kitty down at City Hall just before he was shipped overseas. And I'm like, so his poor Dan is dead.
Yeah, he's gone.
Where's Kitty? Is she still in the family or no?
They were like, well, you're not married to our son anymore, so...
So get out.
Like,
you're not involved.
Don't call me Alice anymore.
Don't call me Alice.
It's Mrs. Horton.
It's Mrs. Horton to you.
And I love that she had to cross away to talk about the wedding.
Absolutely.
She like had to cross into a private space.
To stand at a private space by the oven.
It's all just blocked like a play.
Yes.
Which I love.
It is. And I love that you can see the moment where she's holding at the beginning and then she turns and moves with the stuff after they said action.
Yep.
Like it's timed that way. Oh, I love it. So yeah, they're like, oh, okay, we're going to give Alice a real wedding because she deserves it. And Tony's like talking about how he's going to cry at the wedding for his long lost bachelor days. But then he and Marie
get like a little horny.
They get very affectionate. He picks her up and sets her on the counter and he's like rubbing her arms. And Alice is like, why don't you two go and feel that cool autumn air?
Yeah, she's like quaking.
And then they're like, I think she's telling us we need to cool off.
I think she needs to cool off.
I think she and Tony need to cool off. Because
she's like putting a wet towel on her.
Yeah,
she's
as
like,
Marie leaves, and then Tony turns back and he goes, good night, Alice. And I'm like, oh, they're going to fuck.
Yeah.
They're 100% going to fuck. And that's going to be the first drama
the real scandal.
Teenage shoplifting that we have on Days of Our Lives.
Yeah.
So then Marie and Tony go outside.
Oh, and I did just say that in the last moment when Mrs. Horton is like left alone in the kitchen, she's like giving
face.
Acting.
Yes.
She is like living in this like spotlight.
Totally.
Just like thinking about
feeling
everything.
Emotion about her family.
Yes,
100%. Then Marie and Tony go outside and they have like a really long boring conversation about Boston of all places.
I know.
Your hometown
I was like,
now.
wait a second. Here we go.
Yeah. But it's like we find out that Tony is applying to a teaching fellowship in Boston.
And that he doesn't want her to come with him.
Right. But she's in college,
and
presumably in Salem.
And she's going to transfer I think to be you. She would have been one of my classmates. Yeah, she was like, she like described him, and I was like, oh, that's basically me in Boston with an apartment and a fellowship and at peace with the world.
There you go. This is the story of Grant Sorenson.
Representation is so important.
So, yeah, it's just like, this is the lowest stakes scene in the episode for sure. She's
and like they talk a little bit about, should we be getting married? Did we rush into it too quickly? But like nothing really sticks.
No, and then he's like, I'm the one who is rushing this wedding.
Yeah.
I can't wait. And I'm like,
oh yeah, because
he
wants to bone.
He wants to bone you. He wants to bone your mom. It is all there. And then they're talking about like
the Thanksgiving wedding was my idea.
Yes, exactly. The Thanksgiving wedding. And then they're like, oh, you're right. Yes. Okay, we're getting married on Thanksgiving. And then they're like, where should we live in Boston? And again, I'm like, you haven't thought about this?
Yeah.
What's happening?
Yeah. There's no plan.
No.
You don't have a wedding photographer. You don't know where you're going to live. You don't have music planned. It's 2 weeks away, guys. Get your shit together.
Get your shit together. This is how weddings work.
And for the mom who can't stop thinking about the wedding, she's clearly not doing anything to like move the timeline along.
Good Lord.
She's just writing things down on her little notepad.
Truly.
And being like, my son-in-law is so handsome.
And I love the way he calls me Alice.
I love the way he affirms my personhood by using my name.
Yes.
Oh, and this is where he says...
They get into the houseboat.
Want hussy.
Yes. Okay. So they get into the houseboat conversation. Mm-hmm. She's like, where should we live? And he's like, we could rent a houseboat. And she's like, can you rent those? And then she's like, doesn't the river freeze? And I'm like, what are we talking about?
And it's like they looked up like places in Boston and they were like, the Charles River.
Yes.
Like, okay.
And then he's like, well, we're getting ahead of ourselves by talking about where we're going to live. Yeah, he goes,
we're not even married
first
yet.
The wedding, then the honeymoon. And he's like, she goes, you're so conventional. And he's like, one of us has to be, you wanton hussy.
Which like...
I hope that was improvised.
I hope so too. Brilliant. He was just like going with the moment.
Incredible. But then they like turn sentimental and he goes, we have our whole long, wonderful lives to spend together. And they kiss passionately. And I felt like this was a missed opportunity for like a Days of Our Lives moment. That he should have been like, we're going to spend all the days of our lives together.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Like, isn't that what we're setting up here?
This is episode 1.
Yeah.
We need some like, reminders of what we're doing here.
Like, I think the first episode of Grey's Anatomy should have been like, this is Meredith Grey's
and this is
anatomy.
Her anatomy.
I just think it's a missed opportunity.
Yeah.
Okay, so finally we go back to the police station.
Back at the police station.
Julie's denying even taking the stole, and she doesn't think it's a big deal that she lied about her name because she is a Horton, and Tom's like, I'm not your father, I'm your grandfather. I'm like, cool it, Dr. Horton. Oh my God.
And then he's like, I don't even know why you'd buy that, or why you'd even try to steal this old fur stole. You have a nicer fur coat at home. So I was like, so there's a real fur.
We get it. They're rich.
Yeah, but not rich enough to go on an ocean cruise.
Exactly. Not crazy enough to go. Not rich and crazy.
Yeah. They're just rich. Insane.
But then the cops are like, we're going to have to hold her overnight because we can't release her to anybody except her parents.
Which I'm like, that's kind of crazy.
Which is crazy.
Especially when the son is like, I'm a lawyer.
Uh-huh.
I can get her out. And they're like, no.
Nuh-uh, not for juveniles.
Not here.
Not here, not in Salem.
Your law doesn't work here.
Not under my jurisdiction.
Yeah.
So then, like, eventually Julie starts blaming the whole thing on her friends.
Oh, yeah. She's fully just like, it was them.
Uh-huh.
They
and
did
her friends are like, wait a goddamn minute. Like, absolutely not. We were narcs the whole time.
Yeah.
And then Julie goes into like a full Karen meltdown.
Oh,
she's like, you're ganging up on me. You can't talk to me like this. Why was there even a detective in the store? Was he following me?
Oh, yeah. She's going fully in.
And he's like, no, I was stationed there looking for shoplifters like you, bitch.
Yeah.
Like, what are you talking about? And, like, she looks to Tom and Mickey, and they disappointedly avert their gazes.
Yeah,
which sends Julie absolutely off the deep end.
Yes.
And I think we maybe just need to play it.
I think we should play it. It's it is truly such a departure from this like serene,
it's
kind of
so
like mundane.
Yes.
Yeah.
And watching it, I was like, oh, the Days of Our Lives, like I think the theme for the beginning was probably like it is literally slice of life, like real family issues.
It feels very
real
like
family
our
dynamics.
town to me. Like it's just this like little sleepy town, and then she is just like acting down.
And then she escalates it.
Why are you all against me? Grandpa, Uncle Mickey, why don't you do something? I'm not a thief. It was just a joke. It was all in fun. I wasn't going to keep that ratty old stole. It was just a gag. Can't you understand? Maybe you don't want to understand. Let's all gang up on Julie and watch her crawl. Well, I'm not going to crawl. You can keep me down here in this jail for years. I don't care. Why should I care? Nobody else cares. Nobody in the whole world. Julie. Nobody. That's what I said. Nobody.
Slams herself onto the desk.
End of episode.
End of episode.
That stunning, first of all.
I mean, that's...
Let's all gang up on Julie and watch her crawl.
Is
what are you
insane.
talking about?
And the way she like modulates her voice.
Yes.
This guy, she's like, all up here. And, like it's...
You can keep me in this jail for years. It's crazy.
But it is like this is like the foundation of like modern Karens.
Yes.
Like where it's just like full victimization.
Yes.
Like everything is
you followed me.
You followed me. You were trying to trick me. It was a joke. It was a gag.
Yeah.
I'm like, wow, are we shocked that people behave like this?
It's true, because they watched the first ever episode of Days of Our Lives in 1965 and they modeled their personality after Julie Horton / Olsen. Yeah. And that was the first ever episode of Days of Our Lives.
I bet people like watched that and they were like, oh shit.
Shit is about to go down in Salem.
Yeah.
I need to watch for 65 more years.
Uh-huh. I wonder how long Julie was a character on the show.
She's still a character on the show.
No.
Grant, I would not lie to you.
The same actress?
No, so this girl only played Julie for one season.
Okay.
And then they brought in this other woman. That woman, the second ever Julie, is still on the show.
Wow.
She's played it literally the entire time, except for the first season.
So I wonder what happened with it, because this girl's insane. But like great.
I think maybe she was scary. Maybe she was.
Maybe she really
go.
like was.
Maybe she went to a dark place in this episode and couldn't get out of it.
You know who she needs to go see?
Who?
Color Block for some therapy.
For therapy and get hypnotized.
Get some help.
Oh my God. Yeah. So that's
episode 1.
That's episode 1. That's where we came from.
Yeah.
This is our foundation.
Wow.
I loved returning to this episode. I love seeing that the line flubs are a part of the fabric of the DNA.
Yeah.
I love that we jumped to unhinged emotion.
Yeah.
And I know there's something about like every one of these soap operas like had their lane. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, so the Days of Our Lives lane was like teenage shoplifting and the minutia of planning a wedding.
Yes.
But yeah, it was so, I was shocked by how like slow it was.
Yeah. And just I guess really nothing happens.
Until then.
It's just building like character relationship.
Right. Oh my God. Wow. Grant,
Wild.
thank you for experiencing that.
Oh my gosh, of
with
course.
me.
Of course. Always happy to go back to 1965.
And what a crazy thing to think that like so back to Julie still being a character on the show. There was an episode like a year ago where they referred to like Julie shoplifting and she was like accused of shoplifting and she was like, no. And I was like, what's happening? And now I understand why that was happening.
But that's a really deep trauma, I guess.
Yes, for her to unpack
like 50
with color block
years
in
of
therapy.
Bye. And she's still like, I wasn't going to take that ratty old stall. It was a gag.
Oh, so good.
So great.
I love it.
So
okay,
good.
You have to go have dinner with your father on Father's Day.
Yes, happy Father's Day.
Happy Father's Day to all the fathers out there. Love you, John Willis.
Yes.
Follow me on Instagram at So Were the Days Podcast.
Mm-hmm.
Leave me a rating and a little review. And just keep listening. God love you. Grant, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Stay classy, Salem. Bye.